Oops, I'm gonna tune up. Hold on 1 second. Hey guitar friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys have been having a good time practicing. And if you're new here, please go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss out on any cool guitar content. There's lots of lessons, play-alongs, tutorials, and stuff like that. All right, so in today's lesson, what we're gonna do is take our basic pentatonic scale that we learned in the last video, and we're gonna spice it up using some more exotic scales called modes. Now, this isn't gonna be a big theory lecture about how these modes are constructed or go into too much detail on that. My goal is to show you an easy way to get these into your playing as soon as possible. I think a lot of the times when we start exploring more exotic scales and things, it can be a bit overwhelming with just memorizing all the shapes, memorizing the theory of it and all that. A lot of times as guitar players, we come from backgrounds in rock music, blues, heavy metal, stuff like that. And the first place we start is by learning this basic pentatonic shape. If you're not familiar with that shape, please go watch my introduction video to pentatonic soloing. A lot of times once we already know this scale and we've been playing for a while, we can kind of get stuck in these ruts of going. So nothing against pentatonic scale. There's people that have made way more money just playing that scale than I'll ever make in my entire life. But after a while, it can kind of feel like you're stuck in a rut a little bit, playing the same solo ideas. So one really easy way to spice it up is to add some color tones to those scales. In my mind, the next level is going to these next three scale shapes: Dorian, Aeolian, and Phrygian. Those three modes are kind of like a holy trinity of soloing over pretty much every minor key song. So first I want to go over the scale shapes and just teach you the scales, and then we'll come back and show you how to apply them. Okay guys, so if we just take our basic minor pentatonic and we add a couple of notes, we got the scale called Dorian, which sounds like this if you put it all together. For Aeolian, we add these two notes. This note's the flatted sixth. 2 and flat 6. Those are our new color tones, okay? Here's Aeolian all together. For Phrygian, we're going to add the flat 9, or flat 2, and the flat 6. And then here, and here. So as you can see, all three of these scales contain our original minor pentatonic scale. That's why pentatonic scale works so good over every single chord progression, because it's basically like the little skeleton lowest common denominator. Now don't get me wrong, sometimes you just need to crush some blues licks. Hopefully you can see how just by adding a few choice color tones to the pentatonic scale, we can create a deeper, more rich harmonic palette. Most of the time when guitar players are soloing, they're still thinking of the pentatonic shape as sort of the home base, just thinking of adding every once in a while some color. Right, like every Allman Brothers tune. Or like the very first lick in the solo to Stairway to Heaven. All pentatonic, and then ends on an Aeolian note. That flat, nice flat six there at the end. With a Stevie Ray Vaughan, like, right, like. And he play that lick on almost constantly, like every 8 measures or something. Okay, so now that we know the scale shapes, how do we know when to play which scale? Well, it really depends on the chord progression and how it sounds. A lot of people think of these on a scale of light to dark, Dorian being the lightest sound, Aeolian in the middle, and Phrygian being the darkest sounding minor scale. Just over time and playing along to songs, you'll start getting a feel for when to use which of those sounds. For example, a Phrygian scale isn't going to sound that good over a chord progression that kind of outlines a Dorian sound. All right, so you've got some ear training homework. Songs that use Dorian sound are Oye Como Va by Santana, or Breathe, the Pink Floyd song. Examples of Aeolian-based chord progressions are Stairway to Heaven in the solo section, Don't Fear the Reaper, All Along the Watchtower, and two of my favorite tunes that use Phrygian mode are Black Napkins by Frank Zappa and Space Oddity by David Bowie. It's really important that we get these sounds in our ears and out of our minds. The sooner we can absorb what those sound like and kind of internalize that feeling, the better. So do your listening homework. I actually made some backing tracks for you guys to practice along to, and there's a link right up here to those. There's one for Dorian, one for Aeolian, one for Phrygian. Practice playing along to those tracks. Spend some time experimenting and hearing what those new notes sound like in relationship to the chords. All right, guys, have some fun practicing along. I hope you're getting some good out of these videos. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up, and most importantly,
hit subscribe.
It really helps out the channel, and I'm gonna do a really rad giveaway when we get to 500 subs, so you do not wanna miss that. All right, see you guys in the next video. Peace.